Welcome to Beyond the Passion. Today we're diving into streetwear, entrepreneurship, and big moves. We're here inside Creditshop, located in the Penn Center, and what's cool is the mall's not even open yet. So thank you for that.
Of course.
Today's guest is 25 years old. He's the owner of Creditshop Streetwear and Vintage, from small stores to multiple locations, and now operating in a full-scale business. Give it up for Joshua Pereira. Thank you. Thank you for coming on today.
Of course, bro.
How are you?
Thanks for having me, bro. I'm good. Blessed to see another day.
Yeah. Do you want to just give the audience a little bit of information about yourself?
Yeah, basically. So yeah, as Preston said, my name's Josh Pereira, 25, from Hamilton, but now live in Niagara for about 2.5 years. Owner of Creditshop, and now we're just located in the Penn Center Mall. Been here for about 1.5 years.
That's crazy. I've watched your journey from when you launched the business to where you are now, and it's very impressive.
Thank you. That means a lot, man.
And I appreciate all the support back that you've been giving me over the years.
Man. Of course, bro.
Let's take it back a little bit. Just tell me how you kind of got into streetwear and vintage and things like that.
Yeah, for sure. So I think like a lot of people, COVID time was like a big break for people that started side hustles, small businesses on a bigger scale now. So what I did, I've always been into shoes, so Jordans, things like that. So what I basically was doing during COVID time was selling my old pairs of sneakers that I would collect just to buy new pairs of sneakers. And then what I would do is sell them on Snapchat or Instagram or whatever it may be like that. And people would hit me up through Snapchat and stuff, friends, and they'd be like, hey, I have this old pair of shoes I don't wear anymore. Do you want to buy them off me? So I'd buy them, I'd clean them up, I'd sell them. And then one day, a friend of mine from high school, was a year younger than me, he was like, hey, I have 20 pairs of shoes.
Jeez.
And I was like, okay, cool. So I met up with him, bought a bunch of pairs of Jordans and whatever, bought them all. And then he was like, yo, we should do something. There was a store in Hamilton at the time called Omnis.
Yeah.
So they do they're closed now, but at the time they would do vintage streetwear sneakers. So they're the first guys out there to do it. So they're we should do something like that. So let's make an Instagram page. So that night we got on FaceTime and we think of a name, and the original name ended up actually being Sneaker Credit, which is where the credit part came from.
Yeah.
So then we just started selling sneakers on Instagram, buying shoes off people, selling shoes, just the whole resale thing, just for fun. I worked at a gym, so during COVID we were closed, so I needed something to do, and I always loved business. A few months down the line, he kind of just wasn't as interested in it. There was no hard feelings, nothing like that. He just kind of stepped away, and I just kept going with it. I'd say 2022, I met a lot more of my connections in the streetwear space. A lot of guys based in LA, different parts of California, Vegas, places like that.
Yeah. And
we started to import a lot of the streetwear brands that for us to sell now, and kept going with that. And then 2023, things were really good. I ended up being able to afford a home out here. So I bought my house out in Niagara in August of 2023, and then seeing that there was a gap in the market out here for streetwear, vintage, things along those lines, and I'm I think I can fill that gap. Mm-hmm. And just seeing a lot of growth potential in Niagara as a region, not just in the streetwear and vintage scene, but in the scene as for everything. Niagara's a place that craves on community. There's a lot of infrastructure being built in Niagara. There's a lot of great people out here. I see it as almost why people I was originally born in Toronto. So we moved to Hamilton as a child because it was cheaper. So it was almost phasing out a little bit further out. And I feel that's what people are doing in Niagara. So in the long term, I see being here is a really good business investment, or just investment as a whole for owning property, building a business and 100%. Things along those lines. And then 2024, opened the first store, which was in Niagara Falls. And then which was funny about that was I actually wanted my first store to be in the mall. So I was walking around the mall in, I'd say maybe October. Yeah. And I seen my first location before I actually had it. And I was like, yo, it'd be so cool to have a store in the spot. Yeah. And tried to reach out to the mall, and just we didn't get hit back up. I think they were going through like staffing changes and stuff, so it was a little bit difficult.
Makes sense. It just went under new ownership.
Yeah,
right?
so this was even before that. This like new ownership was recent. This was like maybe a few months back, but before we even had a store in the mall.
Makes sense.
This was like 2023. I'm talking like I just moved to Niagara, and I think they were going through staffing changes for like their leasing teams and stuff.
Yeah.
So no one was reaching back out to us, but I ended up signing the lease for our old location in Niagara Falls, and 3 hours later, I got an email from the mall saying, "Hey, like let's sit down and talk about this." And I'm like, "Look, like, unfortunately, we can't right now. We just signed the lease for our first location, but let's keep this door open and let's talk about it down the line." We opened in February 2024, and then as of April 2024, they reached back out to us. They came down. The leasing manager, Hannah, came down, and she loved what we had going on. We had a conversation. She loved just interactions that we had, the knowledge that I had behind business and retail merchandising and things along those lines. And I said, if it's, if it makes sense, like, we'd love to open our second location. And then August we did it, and we've been here ever since.
Yeah. You make a lot of good points, and I want to touch on. I want to just jump to your first location quickly before we talk about where we are now.
Yeah, for sure.
What was it like? You were located on Queen Street.
Yeah.
What was a typical day like there? Like, Queen Street's busy, some days busy not. Like.
Yeah, I think it depends on the big thing. I never owned a store before, so I didn't know how things would work. Yeah. So it was definitely something for sure. Like, during the summertime, it would get busy from time to time. I wouldn't say mall busy, but it would get busy for like a regular brick and mortar. So, because we'd get like tourism, people from all over the world would come, from the States, from Europe, from different parts of Asia, because people come to visit the Niagara Falls, which is something that we forget because it's so close to us, right?
Exactly.
Like, it's like, oh, like, cool, like, whatever, the Niagara Falls
that's your tourist spot.
That's so basic.
I see it every day when I drive by it.
Exactly. Like, or it's something like so accessible to us, but like, think about like the Eiffel Tower to people in Paris or something. That's like, oh, that's just a building. Like, it's just a structure. Like, it's the same thing for us in Niagara Falls, but people come and visit it, right? So
100%.
We opened in the winter, so at times, like the beginning, like, your grand opening is always your biggest push because that's where the hype's at.
Yeah.
But there was times, it was pretty slow. Like, it was a lot of things to learn where you're going from a lot of people visiting, seeing you on a day-to-day basis to like sometimes like you have like 3 customers a day.
Yeah.
It's like few people come in a day, locals come in, you end a day off with no sales. That's like that's what people don't tell you. Business is like, not every day is bright. Not every day is like, wow. Like, there's days you're gonna lose money. There's days you're not gonna see a person walk in your store, and it's tough. But a lot of great locals, a lot of great people would come in. Met a lot of great people, built connections out there. But yeah, I'd say it's definitely there's some days that were busy. Yeah. And you'd see people would drive out to come see you, and then there's some days where just you're sitting there twiddling your thumbs for 5-6 hours.
I was gonna ask what your biggest challenges were operating that store, but pretty much exactly what you just said. Some days are busy, some days aren't. It just kind of random at times. Is there anything that you would have done differently now that you're more educated now, or are you cool with where you are because it's kind of got you to where you are today? Yeah, like, I like to say, like, I don't really have regrets in the sense of, again, like, I believe in whatever is meant for me is meant to happen. Whatever is in God's plan is meant to happen. And even though there was those tougher times where maybe it was a little bit slower, or maybe I made some mistakes in business or whatever it may be, like, it brought me to this exact moment. And I think if I changed one little thing, I wouldn't be here right now talking to you on the podcast and doing this whole thing. Yeah. But if I were to change something, I think don't rush things. Don't overexpand too quickly. Yeah. You can really burn yourself out, and take a step back and look at things for what they are. 100%. And not every opportunity is a good opportunity. Yeah. Not saying in the sense of opening Queen Street, that was amazing, and I loved my time there. And same thing with the mall, like, being here. But you don't always have to rush
into every little
100%.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
so it's like taking a step back, really thinking about it, and not just like push, because like you're only one person.
Yeah.
It's a lot to handle.
Yeah, I'm a strong believer that everything happens for a reason.
100%.
And it's good when you have trial and error and you just and having those fails kind of just helps you realize that you need to keep pushing and not give up, right?
Yeah.
And that's what will get you to the next step.
100%. Builds character.
Yeah. You said you got reached back out by the Penn Center.
Yes.
So you were currently operating the one on Queen Street,
Yep.
and then you got reached back out. So now, talk about, you said she came down to see the first store, and what was that whole process like getting into a mall, even at a smaller scale?
Yeah, it was cool. Like, we kind of had that door open from, like what I said, like when they reached out end of 2023. That was, I think, November, if I'm not mistaken, end of November. And basically, yeah, I was like, let's keep this door open, like, again. And then I can't remember exactly if I reached back out or they reached back out, but we were in contact again. And the leasing manager that we deal with, she said, let's book a meeting. Like, I'd love to come down and come check out the store and stuff. And she came down. She loved the way that we merchandised. She loved the way the store looked, how clean it was, how organized it was, everything like that. And like just us having a conversation of like, this is why we merchandise like this. This is why we do this. This is why we promo like this, things like that. She's like, well, like, a lot more than I thought you would. And honestly, I heard that a lot. And she was like, like, I would love to have you guys a part of what we got going on, because they were looking for a store like this to be in the mall.
Okay, yeah.
They wanted to bring, like, the younger crowd back to the mall.
And I was going to ask, was there any, like, do they have any, like, doubts of, like, bringing kind of like a almost like a thrift store to a buy, sell, and trade type thing into their mall? Like, it's not like it's a regular store that you would see. Yeah, for sure.
I think, to my knowledge, there wasn't, like, that sense of doubt from them. There wasn't a sense of doubt from me. Again, as you know from other malls, like, it's not the first time this has been done. It's the first time it's been done out here in Niagara, but not the first time it's been done in general. Hannah, who's the specialty leasing manager, who deals more with like smaller stores like us that do shorter term leases, she was like, we want something like this to bring into the mall, because it brings the younger crowd back into the mall.
100%.
And that's something that they definitely wanted to do. They've looked at a few stores in the region. Some they didn't really want in the mall. Some weren't as interested in being in the mall at the time, until we expressed our interest into it. But I've always been a firm believer of like, if God's going to present me the opportunity, I'm going to take it. And this seemed us to be one that like, hey, like the opportunity is there. It makes sense. Let's go with it. And everything aligns, talked numbers. We talked when to open. We talked what space we were going to take. Even down to like, I got the statistics on what entrance of the mall is the busiest. We got those numbers on like how many people come into the mall a year. All that stuff I wanted. We broke down, and
that's crazy. I never even thought about that when they're analyzing their foot traffic. Which way are they coming in? Are they going to door 6, or are they staying at door 2 at the front when they pull into the parking? Yeah, that's cool. I never really thought about that.
I asked for all that information basically to make the decision. Looked at a few spaces and decided to take the one that we took originally, which was on the other side of the mall there. And it was funny because when I was looking at like, I'd want to be in the mall, I want this space, it was that space
that's
that I looked at. And I think like at that point it was the Ice Dogs had a pop-up there, and I was like, this would be a pretty cool space to have a store. And then we ended up having that space like less than a year later.
So at this time now, you've got this new space, but you're also dealing with the other one. So what is it like managing 2 stores now?
It's tough for sure. Typically, like, I learn a lot, and I'm still learning a lot. I'm learning on a day-to-day. I had, for those that don't know, my dad worked for me. So my dad would basically run Queen Street, which was the Niagara Falls location. and then I would basically be more focused on the mall.
Okay.
Because the mall did have a lot more traffic, so there's a lot more to deal with. And I had 2 employees at the time. So this is my first time, like, hiring outside of family to do things.
Yeah.
Given they were both friends of mine that I knew and I trusted.
Yeah.
But it was a big change. But through time, you kind of realize that, like, Queen Street was a little bit slower, so it almost became like the forgotten stepchild. And then, like, if I'm getting restocks for both stores, I'm kind of bringing the better stuff to the mall, kind of pushing a little bit of the extra stuff to Queen Street.
Yeah.
The numbers aren't as good. The numbers are way better here. And then I got to a point where I'm like, okay, like, our lease is up in January. Like, it's becoming a lot. The expenses are high. I'm kind of, like, breaking even over there, and I'm making money over here.
I remember we were talking one time. Yeah. You said you put a lot of money into that new store.
Yeah, I put quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm sure took a long time to break even, and then at the end of the day, if you're getting a new opportunity with a lot more foot traffic, you can be able to recover that cost and then make more, right?
Yeah, the thing for that is, like, I put a lot of money into renovating that store, and that goes back to that thing where it's like you don't have to rush into everything.
Yeah.
But again, like, it's a learning lesson, and you know, the decision to close that down and to keep the mall open is. If we would have had to put less money into marketing,
100%,
things like that, right? Organic foot traffic, more people were seeing where we were and who we are. Our sales obviously were a lot better, and also became easier. Is like we almost built like the systems in place from like, which is a big thing for me, is building your systems. Is like, okay, like the day to day, this is what's going on. This is the content we got to shoot. This is how we restock. This is this, whatever. And it was a little bit harder doing it there when I'm like going back and forth. It's like a big triangle. It's like my house, Queen Street, mall.
Yeah.
Like.
Yeah, I think there's some days where you would like, I would text you and be like, yo, you at the store? You'd be like, yeah, I'm here, and then I'll be there this afternoon. And then you were just jumping back and forth.
Yeah, basically, and just like one person, you can't be everywhere, unfortunately.
Yeah. So I want to jump into just, let's talk advertisement for a little bit, collaborations, partnerships, things like that. I know you're super involved with the River Lions. I know they've done videos here with you before. How do you get that? I trust me, I've looked at that for Passion Pulse, and those numbers get quite high. Even we were talking about earlier, but even your first store on Queen Street, I remember talking to you like, yo, I wanted to buy it when you put it up for sale. Yeah. I remember I didn't know you put it up for sale, and I was scrolling, and I was like,
I remember
wait,
that.
I recognized that place, and I was like, I wanted it, but these numbers are way too high. So how are you getting the River Lions to be a sponsor? How are you sponsoring them?
Yeah, so basically, how that worked was early on to our first store. One of my customers, and actually a good friend of mine now, Noah. It's funny because our season tickets are next to each other now, which is sick. Good homie of mine. So
I'm missing out.
Yeah, bro.
Season tickets. I should have pulled that plug earlier.
Yeah, we gotta get you. We gotta get you to a game sometime. So basically, what happened is he's into like streetwear and stuff too. So he ended up visiting my store. I didn't know who he was at the time, and we're just chopping it up and stuff like that. And he used to work for the River Lions. At the time he wasn't, but he's still involved in the community and stuff. He's been season ticket holder for years. Knows a lot of the people, knows a lot of the players. He was like, yo, like this is dope. Like I like what you got going on. Like we clicked like that. He's like, I'm gonna connect you with Sean, who was working for the Riverlands at the time, was also a friend of mine now, and with the Riverlands. At the time, I didn't know who they were. I didn't know what the whole thing was about. I didn't know that Niagara had a basketball team, stuff like that. So I was like, okay, cool. Yeah, I appreciate you, bro. Like, sounds sick.
Like whatever, yeah.
Like, I looked into it a bit, and I was like, oh, this is, like, serious.
Yeah.
So, Sean ends up coming down to the store maybe that week, and he was like, yo, like, I'm Sean, blah, blah, blah. Like, we want to kind of get you on season tickets. And I was like, okay, like, cool, like, what's going on? I was like, I just moved here. I was like, this is something cool to do, whatever. And he really liked me as well. Like, we clicked as well. And we ended up getting gold season, I think it was golds. We're, like, in the 100s.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying those. And I didn't know what to expect. Like, I'd never been to a game before. Yeah. I never did that. Like, the closest thing I did to was, like, a Hamilton Bulldogs game, which is OHL, which is not even like the CBL.
Yeah.
So like I was like, oh, like I've been to those as a kid, so those are cool.
Yeah.
So yeah, we got season tickets and started to go. We built our relationship. Noah and I are still friends to this day. Like we talk all the time.
Yeah.
Sean and I, like when he's back, like we talk all the time too. And basically from there, we weren't like an official partner, but we were like, I kind of knew people like that worked for the team.
Yeah.
And then Sean pulled the strings to get some of the players to our store for like just come by, grab some stuff, like kick it.
Yeah.
And it was cool. So yeah, I met some of the players, got a picture with them, stuff like that. So that kind of was like the ball rolling.
Yeah.
That first year in 2024, we weren't an official partner, but we kind of like were doing little things with the team like that.
Yeah.
Would get invited to like the season ticket holder party, or we'd get invited to once or twice like the VIP room in the back, like during halftime.
Yeah. So more collaboration at the time instead of like a
like a little bit, and like some of the players would know us. Like I met some of the guys, like two of like the closest guys I was with, like AJ and Khalil, like they're like friends of mine now, and like so like we would kick it sometimes, like we would talk, like when they would come to the store they'd come on their own, and like they would come say what's up and come check it out and stuff like that. So it was cool. And then that basically kickstarted that, and then I was supposed to go to the All-Star weekend when they won the first championship, but that was the week before we opened the Penn Center store, so I couldn't go. But they were like, they all wanted me to come, but I couldn't come, which like I wish I did, but like obviously the store was most important, and I don't regret that. So after that season when they won, we sat down. I sat down with Sean. He was still working there at the time, and we're like, okay, how do we get more involved? What do we do? How do we get more involved? And what happens in terms of like an actual sponsorship? Like how do we sponsor the team now? Be more directly involved. And we were playing around with it, and he was like, I think the perfect package, because when you're sponsoring a team like that, there's packages.
Well, there's hundreds. Like when they send that like brochure, there's like there's 20 pages of.
There's a lot.
You can have individuals. You can have full things. You can have like for hockey or whatever. It's like you can just have like when the Zamboni comes out, you can have a like that could be your sponsor. It's like, it's crazy how many options they give you. Yeah.
So the thing is, like, I know a little bit more on that. So like, not all teams in the league are like that. Niagara is a smaller community, so the way that they position themselves is like a lot of smaller sponsorships to get more of the community's businesses involved. Where like a bigger team and like a bigger market may have like maybe 12 to 15 big sponsorships. So like ones that maybe cost 25 to 50 to 100 grand, when like Niagara has a lot of like smaller, more affordable in comparison types of sponsorships as well. So in that conversation, we're sitting in the office and we're like, okay, I think like doing the game day outfits as a sponsor would be which matches fit the niche the best.
Yeah, and I was gonna say it matches your niche, and that could be sick.
So we would we'd get the guys to come out. A lot of the guys would come shop on their own. They'd hit us up, especially if it was new players. Like what I did was the season ticket holder party. The players that I knew obviously would talk with them, and they knew what was going on here. But they re-sign new players. So would introduce myself. I'm like, yo, like nice to meet you, bro. Like my name's Josh. I own a store in the Pen. We do like streetwear, whatever, anything you need, hit me up and I'll take care of you.
I think like media day, press days for them.
Anything, or like just like they're just like
rocking your stuff,
athletes and stuff. Like they like clothes, they like looking good, like 100%. They take care of themselves, obviously, right? So they like what we got going on. So a couple of the guys would come and we'd take care of them, and they would hit me up. They would text me like, hey, like, can I come by even before we open this spot? Like they're like, I was like, yeah, you guys can come in before we open, and come get them right, and I did that. And in our contract,
good promotion when they shout you out on like Instagram or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. It's cool. And like the Niagara Avalanche is such a big fan base and community in Niagara that a lot of people know us for being partners with them as well, which is so sick. And one thing that was in our contract was it was an idea to do that. The big video that we did with the Riverlands, which is like almost like a complex style interview shopping video. And we had that planned like before the season started. So we're like, okay, this is what we want to do. We want to drop it in your Final Four weekend, get it shot, bring certain players. We want to get there personalities. Like I've talked to them personally. I know they're all great guys.
Yeah.
They're all fun to chill with and talk to and converse with. But a lot of people just only see them for basketball players in that sense. So they don't know like laughing and joking with them and like, you know, more of their deeper side and stuff like that. So we wanted to make a production and a full video to where like we can kind of showcase that. And also it makes sense with what we've got going on. And I think the team killed it. And even in our meeting we had last week to discuss partnership for this year, they were saying that was a big staple. Like that really put a lot of businesses' eyes to be open to doing different types of content and different things like that. So like a lot of people used our production as a template to be like, okay, we want to do certain things like this. Like we want to incorporate different types of media. So that was cool to hear, and that everyone from the team, from the owners to the owners of the founders of the league to the owners of the team to everyone in the back end of the players, like watch our content to this day, and like they're like, yo, you guys are doing great thing. Yeah, it was cool. We were in the meeting, and the owners of the team come in, and like I've met them before, and they're great guys, and they're like, hey, like we mess like with your content. Well, they said mess with most of your content. It's like you got to throw everything at the wall, see what sticks. Sometimes you get some duds, 100%. Which like I totally respect. And I was like, yeah, like I appreciate it to be known like for what we do, and like people are watching what we got going on. And this year we actually took a little bit of a different approach to our partnership. So we're not a partner in the way that we were last year, or more of this is like the inside scoop, so no one's heard this yet besides like my close circle.
We're getting it. Spill it.
This year we're more of a strategic partner, so more we want to help in their retail, so we want to be able to, you know, if it makes
that's
sense,
cool.
Carry merchandise, maybe help with merchandise, how they merchandise in games, how they sell.
I never thought about that way.
Community building, so we do a lot of things which we'll talk about for the community of Niagara, to build and to bring more things out there and get more of do more stuff with the players, of course, more content and things like that. Potentially be a personality with the team, because one thing that I've realized is people know me as the owner of the store more than they know the store's name. So they'll see me for the store more than the name of the store.
That's the thing,
So that's why we also didn't re-sign as the Game Day Fit sponsor, because it was a logo, and people don't recognize that logo. They recognize the face or the atmosphere. So we're doing more of that, and like more back-end business development.
Cool.
In the sense of, you know, how can we incorporate this partner into this, and what kind of content can we do, and what kind of things can we do like that. So this year we're not a Game Day Fit sponsor. We're not one of those packages. We're working more direct.
You have like your own custom.
Yeah, we kind of have like our own. We don't have like that box. Like we have, like we built that out. We had this sat down and had the conversation of what can cross benefit with both of us. So it's taps into more of like my business side, and it's like let's see how we can grow.
That's really cool. That's really cool. Let's talk about where we are now, because we're not on Queen Street.
No.
We're in the Penn Center, but we're not in that location. How'd you get this place?
So basically, as you said, like we used to be on the other side of the mall. We're in like a little bit of a smaller store, and what I knew is I wanted to expand into a bigger space. So initially, what we were shown when I first moved to the mall was the one that we were in. For those that have been to the Penn, the one that Harlow is in right now, and the one that Craig's Cookies is in right now. The one for Craig's Cookies was bigger, so reached out to leasing. Was like, hey, like we do want to move to a bigger space. Looked at some options that made the most sense, and we were ready to sign paperwork, everything like that. Discussed terms, discussed pricing, discussed everything. Seen it. Basically, I was planning out how it was going to look, everything like that. We're going to make the move, and unfortunate news is the week before they found out there was problems with the HVAC, so like the AC and the heating and stuff. And we tried everything to be like, you know, can we make it work? Can we not make it, like whatever? And the mall was in the process of being sold, and we were only such a short term. Like we were signed for like, we go on a year-to-year basis. That they didn't want to put up front the expensive amount of money, which is like 5 figures plus, to fix that for someone that's it's basically my rent for that year is going to cover that.
You could leave after a year, and then they just put in all that money.
So they kind of want to have like someone longer term take that spot, which makes total sense.
Yeah.
And we're like, okay, like, can we make it work? Like, is it going to get that hot in the summer? Is it going to get that cold in the winter? And we tried, and it was like, no, it's not going to work, unfortunately. And it was a bummer at first because that was supposed to be in like April.
I'm sorry, this is this location, or this was another place you're looking
So
at?
basically, before we even were thinking about this place, and before that we got offered this place, was where Craig's Cookies is now.
Cool.
So which is like right next to Sephora.
Yeah.
That was supposed to be where our new location. We weren't even supposed to be here.
Yeah.
And it was tough because, you know, we're planning and everything, and I'm like, okay, we're gonna have this opening, like it's gonna be even better. It's gonna be 2.0. Planning to do our website stuff in the back, everything like that. And it just didn't work out. And I was obviously bummed, and it's not the mall's fault, it's not our fault, it's just the way life rolls sometimes, 100%. The cards you're dealt. And I was like,
okay, everything happens for
exactly. And I was like, okay, like, there's nothing I can do. If that's God's plan, that's what it is. He knows better than me, makes no mistakes. Like I can't force nothing. So it's like, okay, cool. So we stuck it out there for a little while longer. A couple months later, I think it was like May, so like a month and a bit. Our leasing agent Hannah comes back. She's like, hey, like, we're in the process of moving T-shirt time to a bigger spot.
When I found out you were getting this place, I was like, that store's been here forever.
Yeah.
I can't believe it. I was like, this guy.
Yeah.
It's like this 25-year-old came in and took out a business that's probably been here longer than 25 years. Like,
no, they're still here.
I know they're somewhere else, but I was like, as soon as you post, I was like, I recognize that location. I was like, it's right outside of the food court.
Yeah.
Which is also really great, by the way.
Yeah, thank you.
That's a huge foot traffic right outside the food court. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so basically, we have a great relationship. I have a great relationship with the team, and I'm grateful for that. One thing that I pride myself on is, you know, again, you would know as a business owner yourself, is your network's your net worth, and 100%. Fostering those relationships and nourishing those relationships that you have with people is very important, never closing those doors. And we have a great relationship with the leasing team. The mall manager at the time, great relationship with her, fantastic woman. So they offered us the space first. They're like, okay, like, between us, like, T-shirt time is going to be moving to a bigger space, which is where they're at now, because they just needed more space. It's such a big production that they have going on there. Yeah. And, you know, this place is going to be empty. Like, we can take walkthroughs and see if there's something that makes sense for you. And I was like, you know what? Like, I think this is something that makes sense. Like, let's talk numbers. Let's see what we can do, and let's go from there. And our rent obviously went up because we're in a bigger space and a better location. But I was like, you know what? Let's bite it. Let's bite the bullet. Let's jump on it, and let's move with it. And we did that move in 2 weeks. Yeah. From there to here, we're still open there, moving stuff here. And then like the week of, we closed and moved, put all the racks up, did the renovations. There wasn't much to do, but and then opened that weekend. Yeah,
and let's kind of stay on that topic and go back a little bit, even to all three locations that you've had. What is grand opening day like? Because there's a grand opening day, and then I'll say there's your grand opening day, which is like lined up at the mall. I remember that day.
That was crazy.
Tell me about that. You got people waiting here prior to the mall opening.
Yeah, so I think that was honestly beyond my wildest dreams. Like, opening our first location in the mall was insane. Even bringing it back to Queen Street, like, we had a lineup in winter time outside for our store in Niagara Falls downtown, where most people didn't even know that was Niagara Falls downtown. Yeah, like, I didn't know that was Niagara Falls downtown until I moved down there. People are waiting, and we have a lineup, and we have ribbon cut ceremony. We have people in politics from Niagara there. We have the mayor come by for grand opening, and it was great. That was cool. And what I knew was, and that actually brought us publicity too, because I remember Jim Diodati mentioned us in the city council meeting that week. Yeah. And the newspaper reached out that day to shoot a story on me. So I ended up being in the newspaper. So people would come in, a lot of older people in the area, like, I seen you on the newspaper. Like, you're that guy in the newspaper. I'm like, I'm just a guy that sells clothes. Like, I'm not that guy. Like, that guy's up there. Like, I'm a guy that just sells clothes. And, it was cool to like have people like, you know, really enjoy what we got going on. And then the second opening was, we knew we had to do something different. Doorbusters went crazy. Our marketing went wild. We had a pretty decent sized ad budget. The creatives that we shot, we spent the day planning, shooting those, editing those. A friend of mine, Josh Manx, that's the homie for real. He really helped me on that one. Without him, I don't think the grand opening would have been as big as it was, because from his expertise on the content creation and the flyer making and helping me do the ads at that point, bro, it went crazy. Like our cost per clicks was dumb low on that. Like it was something like unlike I've ever seen. And we had people, we opened 10 a.m. that Saturday morning. We had people lined up 4 p.m. the day before.
Yeah,
It was to a point where we had to tell them to leave.
You had to tell them, come back.
Because security was like, you can't stay overnight. So we held their spots because they were there for already like 6 hours before like we closed them, like 5 or 6 hours already in the rain. Just waiting outside, and we're like, hey, look, you'll be the first 5 in line. Just come back at 7 a.m. was what they told us, and then man, like we had a line of like 120 people in that mall, and then the line kept going because people were like, why are people lined up for this place? Like, what is this? And I think we didn't stop having a line for the first 4 hours.
That's crazy.
And then the newspaper came again that day. Like the interviewer that did my first article was at the mall that day. Didn't know we opened. He's like, can I get another interview of you?
Oh, that's
so
cool.
He did that for the
He'd
second
be like, well,
one.
you're here now. Like,
and then he was like, okay, like let me talk and whatever. And we got on it in the newspaper a second time, which also brought traffic to our store as well, and also the hype. But man, it's like grand opening day is like the day before in the morning of is so hectic, because you're like, hey, like this needs to look good. This needs to look good. Like, did we get this? Did we forget something? Did we do this? It's like running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to just make sure everything goes perfectly. But then when you're done and you're like, okay, like we can kind of take a step back, and
100%.
People like are liking what we're doing. So it's cool to have that. And that grand opening of the Penn Center 1.0 was insane. Like I still look back and I'm like, wow, that's crazy.
Okay, so we're here. We're in the new store. We've caught up to time, right?
Yeah.
So tell me about the store and this thing called Credit to Canadians.
Yeah, so basically this is the new spot. It opened in June, and we've been here ever since. I think this is like our new cemented home in the Penn Center in Niagara region. Love it here. Big space, big backspace. We're able to do more things in the back end back there. Carry more inventory, kind of have, this looks more like a store compared to our other one. It's more like it's merchandised better. People can, obviously the lighting's a lot better. People are able to navigate through it a lot better, which is something that's very important. And then, like we incorporated this was a new project of mine. It's kind of honestly a passion project of mine. So basically what I wanted to do was we took the credit from Creditshop, and we want to give credit to Canadian creatives in the fashion space. Give them a space in traditional retail to grow and to be able to merchandise their inventory in a mall, in traditional retail setting, and give them the ecosystem to grow and to flourish. And this was an idea I had opening this location in June, but I think it was something that was rushed. And I didn't think about it fully through, that I didn't want to just push it and do it the wrong way. I didn't want it to be a money grab. I wanted to genuinely help the creatives as well. And what our goal I was talking to a mentor of mine, friend of mine, Alex, and he was saying, if we were to do this, we need to do it the right way. So we thought about designing it out, painting another color so it stands out, the signs, the photos, everything like that. And there's a lot of great brands in Canada that don't get the light shined on them, because maybe they're just online, maybe they don't have the right marketing, whatever it may be. And I know a lot of brand owners, just being in industry for so long, that I was like, okay, like I want to curate Canadian streetwear for the store for many different reasons. One, supporting small businesses. If people didn't do that, I wouldn't be here. So giving back to, you know, other people just trying to chase after their dreams the same way that I'm trying to do mine. And, you know, the quality and the attention to detail a lot of these brands offer for the price point they offer it for is insane. Is, to me, like, I can sell an Essentials hoodie and it's cool, it's money in my pocket and that's great. But to sell like this brand I'm wearing here, like this brand's based in Montreal, it's Rich et Ensemble, which is rich in wellness, and the thing is too creative to be broke. I think it's kind of fitting for what we got going on right now.
100%.
It's it means more to me to see people buy the brands of people that I know or that I've met or I've built relationships with, and we've kind of built the foundation as a strategic partnership. So it's not like here your items are on our racks, they sell, cool, they don't sell, whatever. It's let's use Creditshop more as not just a sales channel but a marketing platform. So we wear their items in our videos, we try to push their product, we sell their product as they would, we try to train our employees on what the brands are, what they mean, things along those lines. And, you know, even if you want to call it how it is, like even in terms of what's going on politically, like a lot of people want to support Canadian. It's such an important thing, and I think it's such an important thing because like there's so many amazing things in Canada that, like, fashion's so pushed heavily, especially in streetwear in the States. There's so many great things in Canada that we want to shine light on.
100%.
And a lot of people want to support Canadian, so we want to give them the space to shine. And it's been doing really well.
Just a spot for Canadian small businesses to be able to grow and promote their things.
And we curate them. I pick what brands are in here. Brands reach out.
You do the picking?
I do the picking.
Dang it, I was just going to toss my book up there and just go. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is actually for you. So
for me, bro.
Of course, bro.
Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I've been seeing you post the book, and it's sick, man. Like at your age too. Like, let me give you your flowers for a second. At your age, doing something like this. I know we were talking a little bit earlier. Like, you know, you're always doing something, and like I can respect that for sure. So I'm excited to give this a read and learn a little bit more about you.
Thank you,
and maybe one day I'm interviewing you, asking you these questions.
Who knows?
So that's sick, man. Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. That means a lot, man.
I'm gonna have to give this a read.
Of course, man. Of course. No, that's great.
I want to
buy it. It's on Amazon now.
It is. You'll probably see an ad read somewhere here in a minute, but let's talk quickly about two things that you offer in this store.
Yeah, man.
You have a Keymaster in that corner, and you're selling Labubus like crazy. So tell me about these Labubus really quickly, because that was a huge trend that was going on. Don't know where these furry little things came from, why everyone wanted them, but you guys were able to capitalize on it. How did you get the stock? Because they were selling out like crazy.
Yeah, so basically...
Who's your plug?
I can't discuss that one, unfortunately, but basically that's like the thing, like in industry, that whether it's clothing, whether it's accessories or toys or whatever that fit within the realm that we do, we have to be able to capture trends early on and see kind of where things stem from. The way that I look at it, at least for clothing, is a lot of our fashion trends stem from the States. The States get it first, and then we follow after. It trickles 100%. Into Toronto, and then trickles out everywhere else. So like Toronto and Montreal being like the fashion hubs of Canada, I would say personally, and then it trickles everywhere else. So like these brands that you see that we're able to carry first, obviously comes from our connections and partnerships over in the States, because we import a lot of like these higher end streetwear brands that you're like, whoa, I've never seen that before. But then it so happens to get really cool because you see your favorite rappers or artists or athletes wearing it, and that's how I kind of catch trends in the clothing space. But for Labub, who's those little furry doll things, they started to go viral online. I was like, okay, we need to carry these things in store. It's actually a funny story with those, which is there was like a little bit of beef in the mall about it. I don't know if you want me to talk about it, but
dude, this is your show.
So yeah, basically, we ended up getting our hands on some, and we're carrying them and whatever. I'll keep it pretty broad. For those that know, and those that don't know, you'll kind of know. There's another store in the mall that carries them. So we're carrying them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's another store in the mall that carries them. And so when you have a lease in the mall, you have to dictate what you're going to sell. So in our lease, we have streetwear clothing, vintage clothing, at the time shoes, keychains, accessories, whatever. So Labubus are keychains essentially.
Cool. I'm a censor. Is it?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So yeah, basically what happened is we're selling them. They're on our counter, whatever. Cool. Nothing's wrong. Mall's cool with it. Everyone's cool with it. Lady comes in, and I'm chilling at the counter with my employee Sydney at the time.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Are you selling these?" I'm like, "Yeah." Like, she's like, "Oh, like whatever. Like, how much are they?" I was like, "Oh, like, said the price." And she's like, "Oh, like, you're undercutting us." I was like, "Okay." Like, what do you want me to do? I'm like, and given we're selling it for like what market value was at the time, like what they're typically going for, like other stores in our niche are selling them for, whatever, they have them a lot higher. But, and I was like, oh, like, yeah, that's what we're selling them for. Like, it's like, oh, like, are you an authorized retailer? And I was like, no. She's like, so I'm going to have to report you. I was like, for what? And I'm like,
we sell t-shirts, they sell t-shirts. Like,
well, it's like, yeah, so it's like for certain brands, we're authorized retail. Like we deal directly with brand, and it's for some, like we buy through resale, which is like, it's not illegal. It's what our store's based off of.
100%.
Many stores are based off. The mall knows what we do, everything. There's nothing wrong with it. Same thing with the Labubus, is we didn't buy them off drop, but we bought them off someone who was able to get access to a lot of them off drop through bots or whatever it may be. So we paid our premium on them.
Yeah.
And starts getting upset. He's like, I'm going to report you. I was like, I'm just being calm. Like, for what though? Like, I'm so confused. Like, I'm like, she's like, it's the biggest brand. I'm like, we sell like bigger brands. She's like, nothing's bigger than Labubus. And I was like, we sell like Nike. We sell like other brands like that, like, and getting upset and saying I was hostile. I'm just like, look, miss, like, I don't know what.
I'll put my security cameras.
I'm like, I don't know what you're trying to do. I'm like, so you basically saying you have to report me because I'm selling these little dolls. And she's like, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, so. I'm like, who are you reporting me to? Like, to the retailers of, like, Pop Mart, which is the retailer of Labubu, are you reporting me to the mall? I'm like, you can't report me to the mall. It's in my lease. I'm allowed to sell these. Yeah. She's like, I've been here longer than you've been alive. She's like, we have hundreds of stores and you have one. And I was like, well, I didn't fight back. And I was like, okay, like, that's kind of a weird thing.
She has one, or the company has that? Or, sorry, she has multiple, or the company has multiple?
Exactly. And I was like, it's not... you should never talk down on someone in that sense. Like, it doesn't make you any better to what you have or what you don't have. It depends. It matters on who you are as a person, which is how I've always been. So I'm just like, it's whatever, cool. I was like, okay, so who are we getting, like, reported to? Like, to the retailers, to the mall, to whoever. And they're like, oh, like, I have to report. I'm like, okay. Okay, cool. And then she's like, so are you going to take them down? But she was actively doing that to like every store that was doing it. Everyone did besides me. And I was like, she's like, are you gonna take them down? I'm like, so when I'll take them down when the retailer sends me a cease and desist letter.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'm like, and then she's like, and like gets pissed and walks away. Yeah,
because she's not actually gonna do anything. And then we're just
like,
about
and I'm just like,
she's trying to take all the money.
We've been fine ever since. So I was like, whatever. A little petty thing, but it comes with it. I think like the thing is like, I'm young. So people that are older think that they can like kind of like push us over. I'm sure you probably have experienced that yourself.
100%. It's like what she had said. She's like, I've been here a lot longer than you've been alive, type thing. It's like it's not. It doesn't matter your age, your experience, and welcome to the new era, the new wave. It's not even like that. It's just like, at the end of the day, we're competitors. It's like,
it is what it is.
Do you know how many people when you started Creditshop?
Yeah.
There's a whole list of other competitors that you had at the time, and people doing the exact same thing, right? It's like, but that didn't bother. Everyone was doing their separate things, and everyone was getting supported the same way.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. But we're here.
Tell me about
Keymaster.
This Keymaster in the corner, because, and I'm hearing there's payouts like every single day, except all the times I've been here I haven't won. So either you're rigging me or the security camera, they're fake.
No. Security cameras are real. Winners are real for sure.
Yeah.
We're not rigging it for you, trust me.
No, 100%.
But no, like, so basically, this was even like similar to Credit to Canadians. I had that idea in the other store. I just never pushed with it because I was like, okay, I need to buy this machine. Like,
they're expensive.
They're not cheap.
Expensive.
Like, And then we got the new store, and I guess what happened to getting this was similar to why I started Credit to Canadians. I kind of took a step back of the store because it looked different a few months back, or like, let's say like September, October. And I was like, everything looks the same in here that it's been for the last like 3 or 4 months. No wonder why nothing different is happening. Like, we're kind of like complacent. We're still like I heard a quote, it's like complacency killed the cat and not curiosity. So it's like I'm complacent, so like that's like just gonna kill me. Like, we're not getting an increase in sales. More people aren't really finding out about us. Like, it's because we're the same thing here day in, day out. So we did this, and in the Keymaster, I was like, I found it for sale. So I did something that I didn't think, like, I just kind of shot my shot, and I was like, hey, like, this has been up for a while. What would you say about putting the Keymaster in our store, and then we pay you percentages of how much?
Like Marketplace or something? Or
Yeah, so the thing was, it was at this card store called Dolly's in St. Catharines.
Okay, yeah.
So I ended up talking to one of the co-owners, and when I ended up going there, talking with him, whatever. So it's funny because the owner of the machine had a sneakers card store in Hamilton, where I'm from, and he knew of me and I knew of him.
Oh, cool.
And we've met like once or twice. So once he heard it was me, he was like, okay, yeah, sure. Like, I know of him. Like, I know.
Yeah, if he was
who
already
he
trying to
is.
get rid of it for the space or whatever.
So like he can use it. Like, you can do that, and we can broker a deal where it's like we pay them out a percentage of what the machine makes every month, and we don't have to buy it, but they get their money. So it's like a win-win for everybody. I don't have to upfront thousands on thousands on thousands of dollars, and they make their money, and the machine isn't in the way, and that's that. And 100%. It's been really good. Yeah, like the goal is we want people to win. It's not just a money grab. We want people to win. They get excited for kids and people that maybe don't have the money to buy certain things in the store. They at least have an opportunity to win it. And kids will come in like, this thing's rigged, and then their friend will win right after. And it's like, no, like, there's
honestly,
winners.
it's like it's skill as well, but it's probably one of the hardest.
The margin for error is very small. It's like millimeters, if that. Like, that you have to be right on the money. So, but also like we make the difficulty a little bit easier so that
100%.
people are able to win. Like, that's what we want, winners all the time, because then more people will come, and more people will play, and more people will come to the store and know what we got going on, and maybe shop here and things like that, and tell their friends.
You utilize winners and payouts and with your security cameras and things like that for your social media.
Yeah, we post the security footage of. We did it a little bit more earlier on. It's been a little hectic recently, just like being busy, but we did still do that of people winning. So people know, like, yeah, we have winners. Like, this is the reaction of someone winning, whether it's a kid, an adult, a teenager, an old person, whatever it may be. And we post every time someone wins on the story. Usually it's every day, every couple days. Recently it's been a little slower because it's January, so it's been every couple days. But man, people are winning. Like, we had a winner yesterday.
That's good. That's good. And what do you like your decision factor of what you put in it and stuff?
Just like different tiers of prizes. So like Labubus are cheaper. So like an easier level prize that we're able to like people can win more often.
We'll win it for $1.
Exactly, win it for $1 instead of $5 plays. We programmed ours to do $1 play because we want everyone to have a chance to play and play as many times as they would like. And so did that because it also gets the attention of younger kids as well. So we want like younger kids to want to play.
Teaching those kids how to gamble early.
Honestly, I say that I'm turning kids into degen gamblers. Like, the casino should give me a cut of what's to come.
What's to come.
I'm like, damn, I might have to try to own a casino one day.
For kids.
No, we're building them to be casino degens. But second row is more like mid-tier stuff. So like essential hoodies kind of go to everyone. That's typically what people go for in that middle row. Stuff like bear bricks and vape tees and things like that. And then upper row, obviously, who doesn't want store credit? And then we had 2 pairs of Travis Scott shoes. One got one already. Kid won it for maybe like $8 or $9 of plays. And we got like spider hoodies and denim tiers and another pair of Travis's and stuff. So like, those big ticket prizes obviously bring a lot of people in, and $1 plays and try to get people the opportunity to win. Like 100%. Kids, grab all their change, bring it to the counter, and they're like, "Can I get a loonie?" And and sometimes the loonie wins. Like one loonie can win.
Pretty much, yeah. All it takes is for the guy before to play 20 times, and then that next kid who plays once, he wins it, right?
Yeah. So it's funny. We've definitely had that before.
You mentioned you got upper row. You got the store credit. It's like $500. You got 2 pairs of Travis's. Touch on those shoes for a second, because you said in the beginning that you were only selling shoes and things. I look around the store and you don't have any shoes. I know you used to.
Yeah.
Where's this new wave that you're taking this store, and what's to come? Like what's happening this year? What's 2026 hold?
Yeah, so basically the shoes, we had shoes in here prior. That's what I originally started with. How all of this actually came about was because of shoes, but what we realized is the market for shoes is not what it used to be. Things aren't as sought after anymore. Trends are changing. It's heavily, I guess, pushed more towards pre-owned pairs for like a store similar to ours. And a lot of people aren't accustomed to buying pre-owned items, especially sneakers, in a mall yet. And honestly, I didn't want to do something if I wasn't able to do it to the best of my ability. And it's such an expensive investment. Like, if you carry a shoe, like you have like a size 9, like someone that's a size 10 is going to want it, you don't have it, you don't have the sale. So at least for like clothing, like if something's a medium, you can maybe push them to a large or to another style.
But
there's less of a size range.
Shoes are so specific. Some people can fit into multiple, but
some
most of the time
and people want certain things, certain styles. So I made the executive decision that we're going to just remove them entirely and focus on what we can be best at, which is our streetwear mainly is what we're known to be best at, and then also focusing on our vintage as well. And so sneakers came out, and that was with the whole transition to adding credit to Canadian. So we utilized this whole wall for that project, and then took down our sneaker wall, our sneaker section, and put some other clothing there as well. And that happened, I'd say, in November, if I'm not mistaken, around November. And we've been rocking with it ever since, and I think it was a good change. Yeah.
So what is 2026 hold? What are you doing this year?
Yeah. So basically, I took a lot of time to step back and kind of reevaluate what I want to do. Obviously, keep pushing in terms of the store. Keep pushing new brands, new ideas, new push for creatives. Keep doing what we're doing that we've been doing here. But I think one thing I've realized is it's impact over profit. It's building community. Community is such a big thing. For me, at least, I'm not from Niagara, so it's harder to build that core community that we have, which I'm grateful to have, because it's not like I went to high school out here and I'm like, hey, like, let me get my homies from high school to come support me, and then they can tell their friends, Like, given I still do have people from Hamilton that come and support, and I'm grateful for that. But I'm not known out here for living out here or for having friends out here 100%. Besides like being here for a few years. So it's building that community, and the economy is such in a weird place where people want to support, but they need a reason to support. So like, cool, like we sell clothes, we sell cool clothes, we sell the brands they want, but there's so many other clothing stores, whether it's in our niche or just in general, even in this mall. So it's giving people a reason to support us. So it's building that community in supporting creatives in the fashion space. Even one thing that I'll touch a little bit on, I won't say too much yet, maybe off camera we could talk about it, but we want to do a lot more in the community and promoting health and wellness. Cool. So building a community around that, and finding a way to incorporate other businesses in Niagara to also bring them support as well for the community that we build. So that's like a big thing, which we talked about with the River Lions, which is something that I'm pushing for this year, is a really big community building year. Cool. Not just in fashion, but as a whole, bringing all different types of ages of people, walks of life, doesn't matter what you look like, doesn't matter where you're from, like, to be a part, even if you're not into fashion, being a part of that community that helps people. And that basically this is the foundation for it. That basically this is like the front of it, and doing a lot more in the community. So that's like a big thing. You just touched on it. You just said age, backgrounds,
whatever. It's like the whole goal of this podcast is to inspire my viewers by 100%. Demonstrating what myself and my guests are doing in the world. And even the big part of the book, it's that I didn't write that to say that my life is complete, or like, hey, like I'm successful and things like that. It's to show that regardless of your past or the way you grew up or your background, or even a medical condition or anything like that, it's your past does not define your future.
100%.
And you have the chance to rewrite it. So
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not what your past doesn't define you. It's sometimes we can't change things that happen to us, but we can change the way we perceive things that happen to us.
100%.
So we can go typically one of two ways. We can sit there in a corner and cry and why me, or we can, okay, this happened, what did I learn from it, and let's keep pushing.
100%. Yeah. Before we wrap up, is there anything else you want to talk about? Where can people find you?
Yeah, basically you can find us in the Penn Center Mall, located near the food court. Credit Shop on Instagram, creditshop.ca, on TikTok, Credit Shop Canada, on Facebook, Credit Shop. Feel free to follow us on any social media platform. We're posting daily, twice a day actually, is what we're trying to do this year. And just keep up to date with any of our events. We got a lot of stuff coming, a lot of stuff for the community. We'd love to have you guys involved. And even you, bro, you're doing a lot for the community.
You,
so anything that you got going on, I'd love to be a part of it and love to do more stuff together this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where you can find us. I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Appreciate
you, bro.
Appreciate it,
brother.
Thank you guys so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, make sure to comment what you guys want to see next. If you guys have a guest in mind, things like that. Check out my book. It's on Amazon, linked in the description. Come and check out Josh at Credit Shop in the Penn Center. And we hope you guys have a great day. And make sure to follow your dreams and stay up to date with all my stuff. It's all linked in the description. Take care. See you on the next one.
Peace.